Hello, my dear friends and loyal viewers of Hoai Ca's channel. Today, something unexpected happened. At first, it seemed small, but it shook both Hung and Hoai Ca's hearts in ways they never imagined. Most days, we're used to seeing Hung and Hoai Ca together, simple, peaceful, surrounded by the beauty of nature. But today, that calm was shattered. In what felt like just another ordinary moment, Hung was suddenly pulled into a serious issue at work. The mood dropped instantly. Hoai Ca's eyes filled with tears she couldn't hold back. Fear and worry overwhelmed her, and she broke down crying, not because she was weak, but because of how deeply she cares for Hung and the future they're building together. What could make someone as strong as Hoai Ca tremble in tears? Could this be the very thing that threatens the love and trust they've worked so hard to protect? Stay with me as we walk through each twist and turn of this story, where every second brings a new surprise. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you more heartfelt moments like these. That afternoon, the soft golden sun stretched across the village road, the breeze gently stirring the trees. Hung and Hoai Ca were soaking up the last day of his short vacation, sitting under the shade, laughing and talking about nothing in particular. Hoai Ca's smile was as bright as the afternoon sky, and Hung for once looked completely at peace. Then suddenly, ring, ring. The sharp sound of a phone shattered the calm. Hung frowned, picked up quickly. On the other end, a woman's shaky voice broke through. "Please, help me. Someone just stole my wallet." He ran off. In a heartbeat, Hung's face hardened. He asked for her location without hesitation, then turned to reassure Hoai Ca. "Don't worry, I'll be back soon. But I have to go." He pressed his warm hand over hers, his eyes filled with determination, then threw on his jacket and sped away. Moments later, Hung and his team arrived at the scene. The woman, pale and trembling, explained how a stranger had snatched her wallet in a narrow alley. Hung scanned the ground. The faint tire marks told him everything. With no time to waste, they set off the victim in tow to retrace the thief's path. Down a quiet road, a tattered wallet appeared, tossed carelessly in the grass. The woman ran to it, sobbing. Her ID was still there, but all the cash was gone. Hung's eyes darkened. This wasn't just petty theft. This was organized crime. Then from a distance, a thin figure appeared, nervous, looking back again and again. Hung gave the signal, "Follow him." The chase was on. The thief darted off the road, plunging into muddy fields. But Hung was relentless. Mud splattered across his boots, sweat dripped down his face, yet he never slowed. The gap closed inch by inch. The man panicked, vaulting a rotted fence, but with a thunderous crack, Hung leapt right after him. It was a brutal pursuit, every breath heavy, every step pounding like a drumbeat. The thief's pace faltered. His chest heaved. Hung lunged, grabbed his shoulder, and the two crashed to the ground. A desperate struggle erupted, but Hung's training and sheer willpower quickly overpowered him. His team rushed in, snapping handcuffs onto the man's wrists. The metallic click ended the chaos. Justice had caught up. The woman sobbed with relief as her stolen cash was returned untouched. She clutched the wallet to her chest, tears streaming down her face as she whispered thanks. Hung, still catching his breath, covered in dirt, stared at the subdued thief. His eyes burned with the same fire as before, because once again, justice had prevailed. That afternoon, just as the golden light was fading, a phone rang. Before Hoai Ca could even process what was happening, Hung was already on his feet. His face so full of warmth, just a moment ago hardened with tension. He muttered a few quick words of reassurance and then rushed out the door. The bamboo chair still swayed where he had been sitting, the silence heavy in his absence. At first, Hoai Ca sat quietly convincing herself he'd be back any minute. But as time dragged on, her unease grew. She stared at her dark phone screen, waiting for a message, a call, anything. She picked it up again and again, the glow of the screen casting shadows under her tired eyes. Outside, the wind picked up, rattling the bamboo grove. A sound once familiar now felt lonely and hollow. She stepped out onto the porch, her eyes fixed on the dirt road where his tire tracks still marked the earth. His shadow had long since vanished. She tried to distract herself, opening a book, stoking the fire, even checking the rice pot. But her hands trembled too much to focus. When the lid of the pot slipped and clattered to the floor, her heart jumped as if the sound itself were an omen. Time crawled. She closed her eyes, whispering to herself that Hung was strong, steady, that he'd faced worse and would be fine. Yet the image of him leaving in a rush, his serious face haunted her. Fear gripped her chest. Tears welled up until she buried her face in her hands. Every time a motorcycle hummed in the distance, her heart leapt, hoping it was him. But each time the sound faded, the emptiness inside her grew heavier. Once, she even ran to the end of the lane, staring into the dark. But only the flicker of fireflies answered her. Memories flooded back. Hung laughing, while they gathered vegetables humming by the fire, looking at her with gentle eyes in the morning light. Those memories became her anchor, the only thing keeping her from breaking. Whenever the fear became unbearable, she clung to his promise. "I'll never leave you alone." It was fragile, but it was enough to keep her waiting breath by breath, heartbeat by heartbeat. The night deepened. Every creak of the door, every flicker of a distant flashlight made her think he was finally home. But each time, it was nothing. Her eyes red from crying, her hands cold from the night air, she sat in silence. What remained was no longer restless impatience, but a quiet, unwavering faith. No matter how late, she believed Hung would walk back through that gate and hold her just as he promised. And in that endless waiting, Hoai Ca's love shone through not just worry for his safety, but proof of a heart willing to endure anything as long as the man she loved returned safe.
Chào các bạn, rất vui khi được tiếp tục chia sẻ các bạn câu chuyện về Hoài Ca. Nếu bạn cảm thấy đồng hành với hành trình của cô gái này, đừng quên để lại một lượt thích và nhấn đăng ký kênh để tiếp tục đồng hành cùng chúng tôi trong hành trình này nhé. Một buổi sáng sớm lại bắt đầu, như mọi khi, Hoài Ca nhanh chóng cầm chiếc chổi lên và bắt đầu vào công việc, quét dọn nhà cửa dưới ánh sáng mờ ảo của buổi sớm. Cô di chuyển từng bước nhẹ nhàng, vội vã như những lời kiên trì. Trong khi đó, bà Bảy ngồi lại một góc nhà, quay chặt những quả quế, những ngan lỏng để chuẩn bị cho đầy bàn ăn. Những con dao sắc bén của bà như một cắt đứt đi sự lặng lẽ tĩnh mịch của không gian. Cả hai người đã mỗi một công việc, nhưng đều không quên những nếp sống giản dị, trân trọng từng khoảnh khắc bình yên. Đang say sưa với công việc, bất chợt cửa nhà mở ra và cô bước vào. Hôm nay chỗ quen thuộc. Không lâu sau, Hoài Ca bước ra từ bếp. Cô mỉm cười nhìn Đô, ánh mắt hiền dị. Chào anh, sao anh lại đến đây sớm vậy? Đô nhìn cô rồi chút ngập ngừng.